What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Biscuit Dog, and we're hanging out here with Fly, the man who builds walls. And man, has he ever been building walls, you guys. We've got a little business to attend to before we get started here. So I've added another two mods. So I've added Nanogiraffe's Tombstone mod, which is going to come in handy because we're going to start a graveyard, Rip Jane, and Shidan's Resources mod. So we've kind of rolled back to the last set of resources. All the resources that are missing are kind of back now, although be it in strange places, not in the same places they were, but they're here, and I'm happy about it. At least we've got some copper to mine now, you guys. So, Fly's been building walls. This is what happens when you leave Fly to his own devices. Look at this thing. All the way out into the ocean. This harbor wall is kind of super ugly. It's super defensive. I mean, it'll work. It'll keep him out. But it's not very pretty. So I don't know how far we could actually build this thing. We may be able to build a bridge. Oh my word. We may be able to build a bridge to Raptor Island with one of these things. You see, you guys, that's a building project worthy of empires. How can everybody hate us when we build bridges from one landmass to the other? Everyone's gonna need that. This would make a sweet, sweet bridge. I hadn't thought of that. I'm gonna have to give that a deep, long think. Probably not gonna work if you think about it. It's probably gonna get deeper than the wall at some point on the way to Raptor Island. But it's worth a try. I mean, it's going to be an expensive exercise and it will take forever, but it would... If it gets done, we've got a quick way up and down. That's really something worth thinking about, I think. Anyway, Fly went bananas. He's built this whole wall, and he's built this whole wall as well. So we have our kind of harbor plan set out. The only problem with it is, it's super ugly. It's taken all our Vista views away, you guys. I mean, imagine being Fergus in your nice new mansion all the way down here on the beach. What do you see? Pretty much just wall. Ugly, man. So we've got to keep the bad guys out. That's the whole purpose of this wall, and that's also the reason that I haven't put a gate in here. Because the more gates you have, the more entry points for cannibals and fogmen to come create mischief in your town. It's not great. So we've taken care of that little problem. In fact, I was kind of thinking of actually reducing the total number of gates altogether, because the less entry points, the safer we are. The less stuff we have to guard, basically. Because let's face it, they're not likely to knock down a wall. These are some pretty serious walls, but they can get in and out of these gates pretty easy. The other thing is, I mean, this was our gate to the farm and Mongrel. We don't use this farm anymore. We should probably go and knock it down and salvage all the resources we can, since we don't use it anymore. This is kind of our gate to Mongrel as well. But if we're going to Mongrel, we don't necessarily need to use this gate. We could block it up with a piece of wall and use this one over here. This is kind of our main entrance. So what I'm thinking of doing is keeping this one and keeping this new one down here, and then just having two gates. That should make things a lot safer. Then we can kind of split the city watch in two and have one half guard this gate and the other half guard this gate. I think that's probably quite a sound idea. I'm not sure what you guys think. Tell me if you think we need more than two gates, but I don't think we do. In fact, one gate would probably be ideal. The only problem is Fat City's so big, just having the one gate, we'd have to mission all the way around this wall just to go and visit the hivers. So that's not great. We visit them a lot. They're our go-to guys for stolen goods sales. So we're probably going to use this gate quite a lot. I was thinking also of having like two gates like this, but I think it might confuse the crap out of the AI. So it looks cool. Maybe we could just leave it open like this. It hasn't been causing any problems. But what's the point? There's no real point in dividing the two halves of the city down here that I can see. It's just kind of taking up good building space, really. So this is the idea I'm playing with. We knock this down, or possibly we knock this down. This is probably the better building to knock down. We knock this down, and we put two watchtowers, if we can fit them, next to each other right here. Then what we do is, since there's three levels inside, there's ground floor, first floor, second floor, and roof. On the ground floor, we'll transfer all of this cooking stuff to the ground floor of the watchtowers. Then, on the second floor, we'll do like rice weed. Then on the third floor, we'll do like green fruit. And then on the top floor, we'll do like wheat or something like that. And we'll have like a self-contained hydroponic food factory. That was kind of my idea with these two buildings, but they're not efficient enough. And I think the only thing we've got to wait and see is how many farms we can fit per level. But I think we could probably pack quite a few. If we take this as an example, obviously all the floors don't have this little jutty out piece, but they also don't have these ramps. So if we did them in like a radial pattern, we could probably fit like 6 per floor, I'm thinking. Maybe that's a bit much. These are quite big, but we could give it a shot. I don't know how many. So that's really the only question. Once we find out how many of these we can pack in per floor, then we'll do it. If we can put 5 or 6, even 4 is quite a lot. That's a total of 12 per building, so that's quite a lot. And we've got all the cooking underneath. In between the farms we can put storage barrels, so the whole thing will be self-contained. The only problem will be water, but what I'm thinking of doing there is just adding a few more wells on the outside of the watchtowers, so we have a complete self-contained unit of food production. I think that's a pretty good idea. So we obviously keep this open for now because this is our only farm. We're going to need that. But then we'll add like a watchtower farm next to it, and possibly another one down here. I don't know if I should do them right next to each other or in different places, because down here, obviously this is where Fergus's mansion is going to be. We're probably also going to put the graveyard down here somewhere. I'm thinking probably this little corner, but I'm not sure yet. It's got to be something nice, something befitting of the heroes that we've lost. So we've really got to think about that. I think what I'm going to do is put Fergus's mansion right in the middle here. Let's lay it down for now and see how it looks. Okay, buildings, outpost 4. That's a nice roomy mansion for Fergus. I really like this building. And we don't have one here yet. They're really big, that's the problem. They take up a lot of space. And they're super expensive to build, so not a popular choice in Fat City. But Fergus needs nothing less than the best. If he's going to be a noble, people have got to believe him. You know what I mean? It's all about people believing. Believing that you're more important than they are. In Fergus's case especially, because he's useless. Alright, so I was thinking of putting this thing like right on the beachfront, you know? So we can go for a swim before breakfast. I think this is probably a pretty good spot for it. I think I'm going to lay it down right here. And then we're going to think about barracks down here. So what I think we do is put some station houses down here as barracks, because these are real big meaty, not a ruined one. There we go. These are real big meaty buildings. These look like barracks. So if we kind of put 2 of these next to each other, I think we'll have a decent amount of space for our new recruits. Maybe one of them can be like infantry and the other one can be archers, now that we have all these crossbows. That might be an idea. Wow, you can put this one almost in the water. These are pretty decent beachfront properties as well. Maybe we have the stairs facing the other way. Like so. Like one there. And one there. Good. So the rabble-rousers will live down here. I don't know if that's the best place for them. We could put them there, or we could put them down here. I suppose if we have an army, we want them close to a gate, just in case things go really, really wrong. We want them to be on the gate as quickly as possible. So this is probably not such a bad place for them. I think these 2 buildings will be a good start. I don't know how many beds we can pack in here, but we'll find out. We've also got to deck out Fergus's place. Man, I wish we had those damn fancy rug blueprints, because I'm dying to cover his floors in fancy rugs. I've got bags of fancy rugs, and I took 2 blueprints to learn how to craft them, but I can't find them anywhere. So it's a sad story, you guys. We're going to have to go on the hunt for fancy rug blueprints again. The next time I find one, I'm just going to learn it immediately. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. Rather infuriating, but I think this is probably a good start. The only problem with all of this is the wall. The wall is totally ugly. So my idea there is probably, once it gets to the coastline, like down here somewhere, we make it go outwards and follow the coastline a little bit, just to open up the view for Fergus and the army. You know what I mean? No one wants to live on the beach right next to 2 massive walls. What's the point of that? So if you guys know what I mean, like, I'm not sure that enemies will swim around a wall. I've never seen it done, but I've done it myself, so it's definitely possible. I'm not sure though. So the idea is just to kind of maybe stop the wall over here and then bring it out down here for a little while. That should keep us safe from cannibals and fogmen. Let me know what you guys think. I think that should stop them, but I'm not sure. The other option, obviously, is to join these 2 walls now and make it like a block, so we have our own private kind of splash pool of ocean. That's one thing we could do, but that totally obliterates the view. So you guys let me know what you guys think is the best move going forward. I think it's probably better to just break these off here and continue them out along the coastline. That'll probably be a little more pretty. To be honest, it's kind of a hard one having your settlement on the beach like this, because it presents certain security issues. It's not going to be a big deal though, we'll be fine. Let's just confirm these 3 buildings for the time being. I think these are 3 fairly good choices. Fergus's building, we might want to move it a little bit over here, like a little bit away from the rabble. This is nice and private. We could obviously also put it up here in this corner. This is also quite a nice place for it. Maybe we put it up here in this corner. Thusly, this is nice and private. And then we put the graveyard behind it. That could work. That could work, you guys. I wonder what the terrain's looking like here. I don't want to put it on too much of an angle in case we build it and then get inside and there's all rocks on the floor and stuff. That may suck, but it's looking pretty good. That's probably a pretty good place for it. We could, if we had to, fence this off as well. But I don't think we need to. Fergus's subjects love him. Kind of. For now. So, I don't know. There or here. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is miles away from everything as it stands. The other crap thing about this whole new section is that no one can get over this little ridge here, which really sucks. So in a perfect world, what I would do is probably move this wall out to around here so that people can get around this way as well while inside the walls of Fat City, but I'm not sure. That's probably going to have to wait until right at the end if we do it, because that's a lot of work. And for no real reason. I mean, it's not that much more convenient, really. So as it stands right now, they all have to go this way, which is a little crap, but we can live with it. Things would probably be a little bit faster if we got rid of this wall and this gate, to be honest, because they may be able to come across here and maybe cut the corner a little bit. We'll have to think about that one as well. We've also got a copper resource right down here, which is great, but it's not perfect. We've got a better copper resource right over here. So this is the one that we're mining now. Let me confirm these buildings. I don't know. Do we want a palatial beachfront home, or do we want it nestled in the foothills of Fat Mountain? That's a tough decision. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You guys weigh in on where Fergus's mansion should be, and we're gonna put the 2 barracks right here. This seems like a pretty good place for them. They're not as big a deal as the mansion anyway. So you guys let me know where you think we should put the mansion, and we'll do these 2 for now. Good that you don't have building materials. I'll put you back on engineering, and you get on with your job. I'll take you off hold as well. Okay, so this is the copper that we're currently mining because it's 100 quality. This one down at the beach is 10, I think, so it would take us ages. And that one's right over there, so if anyone gets in trouble, it's just a small run. I suppose this copper resource is a reason to keep the door, if we think about it. Yep. Lots of big decisions to be made, you guys. We've been working on components for crossbows as well. I don't know how we're doing here. Why do you have copper in here and not spring steel? Alright, slave. We're gonna have to help you out with this one, obviously. Okay, hinges are empty. Spring steel and hinges. Go for it. Are we good? Okay, he's making crossbow parts. We're only a little while away from our first spring bat, I think. I don't know how many parts it takes. I wish we could... What's going on down here? It takes heavy bolts as well, so that's slightly inconvenient. Dare I say it. Arrow making bench. Let's see. What are... We can only make bolts and hinges right now. That's not great. This doesn't make arrows at all. I take issue with this machine. What are we going to do with this? Arrows and hinges do nothing for us. Yeah, that's not great. So it only makes toothpick bolts, which are not what we need for the spring bats. We have a few bundles of heavy bolts here and ready. I don't know how many we have. We have only 2. So that's not great. Spring bats are obviously the most powerful one we can build right now, but we have a tiny amount of ammo for them, so we're going to have to think about that. We've got loads and loads of regular bolts though, so it all depends, you guys. It all depends on the ammo. But that's coming along nicely. We should have a spring bat here in the next episode, hopefully. There's so much stuff to get done. How are these 2 doing? They've got 9 there, 6 there, 61 raw iron, and nothing in there. Okay, it's getting a little better. It's still pretty sparse out here. We've had to use a lot of resources just to do the building that we've done so far. Hey, there's another piece of copper here. Damn it, 10. Hey, there's another one right here. I saw them. I don't even care. It's no big deal. We'll trounce them. Okay, so all the copper that's inside Fat City is the worst quality copper ever. Straight into the farm. You guys don't even eat vegetables. What do you think you're doing? Come on, farmers. Oh, Mortez. He's going old school. Yeah, I think we'll leave Mortez like this. He may become a martial arts expert. Yeah, he cracked him on the side of the ear for 7. This is great. Alright, Digna, you get in there. Wonderful. Yes, another load of raw iron. These cannibals come in handy, I'm not gonna lie. They give me like 20 to 25 raw iron chunks every time they get in here. So, it's not a waste. You guys just gonna let him take care of his friends like this? Is that what you're gonna do? Hit him in the head! Hit him in the head! Oh, bitten to death by dogs on the streets of Fat City. No cannibals allowed. When will you learn? We should put a sign on the gate. Jeez, out of hand. Out of hand. And these guys just come out of nowhere. Sometimes, I think they kind of spawn inside Fat City. And, like, all the gates are still locked, but they're just in here wrecking stuff. That's not great. That is not great. And we don't want them to get around the walls. If the walls are too short, they're just going to walk down the beach and get in here every 5 minutes. And most likely, Fergus will just be down here by himself. So, that's dangerous. You can't have the mayor in harm's way. I mean, we could build Fergus's mansion up here, but it would have to be a different building. And I want him to have that grand building. So it's going to have to be down here somewhere. And a beachfront property sounds like a nice thing. Sounds like a nice thing if we can get it right. Anyway, what are the other major changes we've done? We've just really got everybody making food, hauling water, making building materials, iron plates, things of that nature, steel bars, because we need all that stuff to make all the stuff that we need. Hopefully, every one of these episodes, you guys are going to see huge changes, like the wall down here. Hopefully, by the beginning of the next episode, these 2 buildings are done, and we're starting to build beds and things like that. Like I said last time, though, it's really not easy with all these people. You have to... It's like herding cats. You have to do a lot of management. You can't really... I tried to listen to podcasts while I was building this wall, and stuff was so complicated, I couldn't listen to podcasts. Stuff was so crazy that I needed all my brain power just to try and manage this herd of cats to do what I wanted. It's crazy. I mean, like, you can get it going all just right, and then 30 cannibals will rock up and all hell breaks loose, and then you got a bunch of people standing around doing nothing, like these guys here. In fact, I think these guys are just guarding right now anyway, most of them the animals. That's not too much of an issue, but... man, is there ever a lot of stuff to do, you guys. The other problem with this tower idea is, in order to build the first farm tower, we're going to have to... we don't have to, but I'd like to build it here, and to do that we'd have to demolish this building. And this building has got 4 barrels full of food, and all kinds of goodies in here that'll take ages to move. So, in order to get rid of this building and put another one here, we're going to have to move all this stuff to another place where all this storage is ready for it. So that alone is like an hour and a half worth of work. It's not great, I'm not gonna lie. But there's always the option of... I suppose what we could do is knock this one down and then just make this one a farm. That's probably the easiest thing to do for now. Maybe make one here, move all the food to this one, then knock this place down. And build another one there. That makes sense to me. Okay, a plan's forming. A plan is forming in my head, you guys. Let me know what you think about these walls, though, because I really don't like them like this. It's made everything super ugly, and I'm pretty unhappy about it. So, we're definitely going to have to change these. And have a think about the bridge to Raptor Island as well. I wonder if we can do that. Is it possible? How many building materials will that take? That would take us months. That's like a grand construction. Anyway, it's worth thinking about. I think I'm going to leave it here for today, you guys, because just like last time, I have loads and loads of work to do in here, and no time to really do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!